She had to suddenly provide for my brother and I. And this is what so many of us experience. We're all just one accident or one moment away from feeling like our whole rug is pulled out from under us. And we don't have to live like this. And here's one thing I will say. Donald Trump, hold on, he sees the immense pressure that working people are under. But his answer to that pressure is an America that operates on the principle of every man for himself. And we can see this clear as day. He has handed the keys of the federal government to Elon Musk and is selling off our country for parts to the richest people on the planet. And in exchange, those oligarchs will bankroll his campaigns and those of his allies. They scratch his back, he scratches theirs, and all of us are left behind. But the clever thing, I will say, the clever thing of what Donald Trump and what the right tries to do is make working people like you and me feel like we're just one step away from being inside that club. That maybe one day we will be a billionaire too. Any billionaires here? I didn't think so. Yeah. But here's the thing. The spoils of that kind of corruption and billions of dollars are not earned. They are stolen. Just look at what Elon and Trump are doing to our health care, our veterans benefits, and Social Security. They are slashing the programs that we have spent a lifetime paying into. By the way, not them, because they haven't paid their fair share in taxes in years. So let's talk about Medicaid and Medicare for a second. Because every single House Republican voted to cut Medicaid. Not an accusation, it was their vote. And you see, these budgets aren't just fights about numbers. They are fights over our values as a country. Medicare, Medicaid, and Social Security were promises that we as a people have made to each other about the kind of society we want to live in and the nation that we want to become. They are not promises from politicians to people or charity from billionaires to the working class. These are promises that we have made to each other, neighbor to neighbor, friend to friend, elderly to young person, teacher to student. And to me, the strength of our country is not just measured by the height of our best days. It's also about who and what is there for us on our worst day. And that's why I'm here with you today. Because I want to share with you exactly what I mean. Because what many people want to smear as radical, I believe, is common sense. I believe in the wealthiest nation in the history of the world, when a person gets sick, they shouldn't go bankrupt. Common sense. I believe that a minimum wage should cover the minimum cost to live. Common sense. I believe that homes are not slot machines for investors and big banks to extort working families out of every last dollar that they have. Your government should fight to help you keep an affordable roof over your head. And finally, I believe that we must get big money out of politics and make clear that our country is not for sale. And that is why I don't and never will take money from industry lobbyists or corporations.
Appreciate it.
You know, a lot of right-wing media will, thank you.
AOC! AOC! AOC!
Fox News and the right wing, thank you guys. But Fox News and the right wing will have you believe that these American values are something out of the Communist Manifesto.
Whoa.
That we believe these things because we went to some fancy school and read them in a book somewhere. But I can tell you, I don't believe in healthcare, labor, and human dignity because I'm an extremist. I believe these things because I was a waitress. Because I scrubbed toilets with my mom to afford school. Because I worked double shifts to keep the lights on. Because I did lose my dad as a kid and had to see my mom open the hospital bills a few days later. And I don't want us to live like this anymore. We deserve better. And this isn't just about Republicans. We need a Democratic Party that fights harder for us too. And that means communities choosing and voting for Democrats and elected officials who know how to stand for the working class. And Colorado, I want to thank you for working hard to make that happen. In fact, I want to tell you a little bit about Diana DeGette, whose district we're in right now. She's not here today. She just had a baby grandson born not too long ago, so I'm sending her our regards. But you know, Diana DeGette, she is one of the most powerful people in Congress on healthcare. She's in charge of the healthcare subcommittee. And Diana DeGette is a co-sponsor of Medicare for All. She believes in the guaranteed right to health care for every American. Thank you for electing her. You know, last week when other Democrats caved, your senators, Michael Bennet and John Hickenlooper, stood strong against the DC pressure and voted no on that Republican spending bill. You've got another hero in the House today too. Representative Brittany Pedersen is here in the building. And she's right here. Brittany Pedersen's right here in the building. Colorado, you elected this champion. She got on a plane with a 4-week-old baby to vote no on that bill. Defend her, support her, uplift her. In fact, every Democrat from the state of Colorado who represents a congressional district in the state voted against that bill. So I want to thank Joe Neguse and Jason Crow as well. And don't stop there. I want you to look at every level of office around you and support Democrats who actually fight, because those are the ones that can win against Republicans. But our work here isn't done yet, because you know which Coloradans did vote to gut Medicaid and jack up healthcare costs? Every single Republican representative from Colorado in the United States Congress. Oh, and don't you worry. I was just at Gabe Evans' district earlier today. A lot of his, 11,000 of his constituents would like a word with him. So folks, you know what this means. We need to come together and spend every day for the next year working to educate our neighbors, reach out to them, and in order to give these Republicans the boot and replace them with brawling Democrats who will stand up for Colorado. But beyond elections, our task is to build community. Block associations, volunteer groups, church groups, PTAs. Because community is the most powerful building block we have against fascism and to defeat authoritarianism and to root out corruption.
where I began. We might all come from different places, but we share many of the same experiences. So to all those who came here today unsure of whether or not this is a place where you belong,
I want to say that you do. No matter who you voted for in the past, no matter if you know all the right words to say, no matter your race, religion, gender identity, or status, no matter even if you disagree with me on a couple things. If you are willing to fight for someone you don't know, you are welcome here. If you are willing to fight for the working people of this country, regardless of who they are, how they identify, or where they come from, you are welcome here. Because here everyone is valued. But I will say this. To those leaders on either side of the aisle who are willing to put their fellow Americans down so that they can get ahead or feel better about themselves, they may best find a home somewhere else. And if you're an LGBT kid or a family, we can't throw you under the bus in order to win an election. In this house, we stand together because here we know that together, without exception, is the only way that we can win. So I hope that you see that this movement is not